Recording. Okay.
Wonderful.
Today is July 28th, 2024. We are going to be doing a purple belt test for Quinn in the gray here. Xander has generously agreed to be Compagno.
Thank you for letting me beat you up. Of course.
We're filming, of course. And I am behind the camera. I am Bernadette. And
Come in front and wave. Say hi.
Hi. I am, in fact, not the disembodied ghost of Christmas past. I am really here. I'm going to start by asking you some questions, Quinn. Before we start throwing people around. So your participation requirements for this level of Scolara Maggiore are that you must have completed the Zogostretto curriculum, which I know you have.
My blue belt over there. Not blue belt, green belt. I have my green belt over there.
Well, that's not the Zogostretto curriculum.
Oh, that's the purple book?
That's what we're doing now.
I've done that
yes.
several times
Okay,
over.
well, he's already failed, so we're just going to turn this off and try again next year. You must possess a gambeson helmet.
Yep.
Gauntlets.
Yep.
Medieval shoes, which we all definitely have. And a weapon simulator.
Ordered and on its way.
You are the only person I know who stalled on buying a sword.
Yeah.
You must have your membership current and up-to-date for testing.
I believe so.
I believe so. Pledge to continue your study and companionship with the other Schola students.
Actually, once I get this belt, I'm out. Sorry.
All right.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So your knowledge requirements. Discuss the relationship between the need for control and distance in a fight.
There are more opportunities for control as you close, so obviously the farther away I am, the less I can actually do to him. However, as I close, I get more opportunity to push him around or knock his sword out.
So, that I agree with. Is there anything more you'd like to say about what is the central issue that arises as the combatants close?
It gets more dangerous, but more opportunities for control are present, because for both parties.
More
As we
dangerous,
close, yeah.
but more opportunities for control. Okay, I agree with that. Discuss the relationship between Fiore's art in terms of the Abrazare, Daga, and Zogostretto for sword in two hands. What are the key similarities and differences?
All take place roughly at third master. A little bit distance away though. Abrazare, the wrestling, is basically chest to chest because your arms are, you're trying to bind, you're trying to strike, you're trying to do whatever. Daga usually takes place at about an arm's length away because you don't want to get stabbed. Getting stabbed sucks. And Zogostretto is usually a little bit further than that because Zogostretto is all about moving from second to third master and following from there.
Just let the plane pass. So I just want to follow up on that, make sure I understood you. You're saying Zogostretto takes place at further than arm's reach?
No.
No, okay, that's what I...
No.
Please clarify, because that's what I heard you say.
No, sorry. It, I would say, has a bigger range than Dagger, because Dagger usually takes place at arms until you are on top of each other. Zogostretto, you have your swords in the way.
Uh-huh.
A lot of times you move the sword out of the way. But yeah, you typically start from further away.
You start from further away and then you close to the same distance.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. I'm not sure this is required, but in my brain there's another really key difference, at least between, say, Daga and Stretto compared to Abrazare.
Daga and Stretto. The weapon and no weapon.
Weapon versus no weapon, and why is that important?
Because with one of them you can get stabbed and the other you're getting beat up, or beating the other one up.
Yeah. So I think that's a really key difference, especially having done a lot of unarmed martial arts myself. The fact that one wrong move is potentially fatal. I mean, you can in a single blow kill somebody unarmed, but it's awfully difficult. Whereas as soon as there's a deadly weapon involved, it's very much, oh, missed that block, there goes my jugular vein. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it can be a lot higher stakes on each move. Okay. So what is the key difference between Zogo Largo and Zogo Stretto? Not a trick question, just...
I don't know. Could it be distance, Bernadette?
It might be distance. What about distance?
Could it be Zogo Largo versus Zogo Stretto?
I think that might be it. Okay, what are the two kinds of presse, and how do these concepts manifest in a fight?
Perfetta and imperfetta. A presse imperfetta is a quick press and release against some part of their sword or body, usually giving you a beat to do something.
Give me an example.
One of the things is like play 6, where we'll meet, press in, and slap.
And that would be
imperfetta.
Imperfetta, okay. Whereas a perfetta?
Perfetta is you grab and hold, you gain control of their body. I think this is shown in like most of the plays in Purple Belt. Play 1 though, meet, down, and stab. The pressing and holding onto the hand.
Okay. So it's about the degree of control you're exerting.
Yes.
Okay. What governs the decision to come to the pressa, and what circumstances should be avoided?
I want to be close enough to touch the base of his sword or arms usually. I'm not really going to press it all that much from out here, because that usually just ends up giving his sword momentum, and that comes back to bite me. Or hit me.
I want to push back on that. What if it's a Professor Perfetta?
Hello? Sorry, there was a dog. If there's Pressa Perfetta, then yes.
Let's see it. So what would a Pressa Perfetta be there?
Play 3 of Largo, the Mezzocycle.
Show me.
So just 1, 2, 3.
So you can come to the Pressa there. So the question was, what governs the decision to do that, and what should be avoided?
What governs the decision to do that, and what should be avoided?
And we have another plane. Should I pause and go talk to her?
No, that was for me.
Oh.
Yeah. So what should be avoided is getting your hand cut off.
Getting your hand cut off. How does that happen?
If I try to stop his sword while the sword is in motion, if you do, this play wrong and I come first with my hand, what governs the decision to come there is usually if I have a moment to take initiative or something, I've stopped the sword, I can then grab the sword and do things like that.
Okay. Okay. Good answer. What are the cinque cose?
The cinque cose, the 5 things.
And how are they used?
You have, in the order I remember them at least, strike, disarm. No, that's not the order I remember them anyway.
It clearly is.
It is, my brain.
3 more.
Yeah. Strike, disarm, throw, break, and pressa.
Okay.
That's not the order I wanted to say them in, but yeah, whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And how are they used? What is their purpose?
What is their purpose? To gain control over your opponent in some way. Strike is often used to discomfit your opponent or hit them and end the fight. A lot of times we see it like when we do play 6, it is to confuse them and allow you another moment to hit them with your sword, or disable them, like breaking the knee. Pressa is again also used to gain a moment of control, knocking their sword out of the way or turning them around, something to allow me that extra moment to hit him with my sword. Disarm is used to gain control, specifically over their weapon, or at least remove their control of their weapon by getting it out of there. And then break and throw are both to control over your opponent, knocking your opponent to your ground or otherwise binding them so they can't stab you. Okay.
It's a good answer. I think describe the first, second, and third masters of the Encrosa.
Alright, first master takes place at like the farthest where our swords can cross, but I can't really stab him. I can maybe hit his fingers, maybe. Second master is going to be a little bit closer. I can hit him, but I can't really reach out and touch him, except again, fingers. And then third master, we are right next to each other. I could pat him on the shoulder.
Okay. Discuss the Elefante's role in the Zogostretto, and then discuss the role of the other animals of the Seigno in Zogostretto play.
Since a lot of this takes place up close, it's important to maintain a strong stance so that your opponent can't knock you over while you're doing any of the things.
Is it more or less important in Stretto than in Largo?
I would say it is more important in Stretto because your opponent is a lot closer to you and has a lot more opportunity to knock you off balance.
Okay.
As for the other animals, Leone is very important because a lot of Zogostretto is big in your face actions. It is getting in there and doing a thing, so you can't be scared of your opponent if you're going to be chest to chest with them. Tigre is very important because it is important to be quick while doing these actions, otherwise your opponent might counter and then you'll be having a bad time. And then Cervino is also very important to know like what is available to you when and which actions you should go for, which ones might not be as recommended.
Okay, excellent. I think those are excellent answers. And we're on to the skill requirements.
Yay! The easy part.
All right. So demonstrate each of the Tre Ligadure.
Oh, the Tre Ligadure.
When is each made, and how are they found with the sword in two hands?
When is each made, and how are they found with the sword in two hands? That's the tricky part. Okay, so we have the upper, middle, and lower binds.
Okay.
I can do those without a sword first.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Can I borrow your arm? I'm gonna bend it around, yes. Alright, so I believe, upper bind is hand over wrist backwards.
Okay.
The middle bind is elbow over wrist forwards. And then the lower bind is arm and shoulder down.
Okay. I think that was a very clear demonstration of the sort of mechanics of it.
Yep.
How do you do that with a sword in two hands?
How do you do that with a sword in two hands? Okay, let's see here. From play 6, we do an upper bind. I know that much. So, meet, press in, pommel around there, hand on shoulder, step, and forward.
That's what you just called a middle bind.
That's what I just called a middle bind, and it should be a middle bind. My apologies.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a middle bind.
That was a middle bind. Don't mind me.
I mean, you just explained them, so so that's the one you had just explained as a middle bind.
I had just explained as middle bind, and I
so
mean
so
middle
from
bind.
that same position,
Yes,
could you get an upper bind?
Could I get an upper bind? If I push the other way, yes.
Let's see it.
Okay, so we meet, and then I think if I drop my sword and step forward.
Yep. That's a decent way to do it. And how about a lower bind?
Lower bind. We talked about this one a couple weeks ago, and I need to remember it. Right.
There's more swords in my car if you need them.
Wait until your transition is complete.
I've
got the katana over here and the sword.
I mean, we could probably do it from a similar position. If I meet you, I can then... What was I going to do here?
There's plays for it, so you should know them.
There are plays for it, yeah.
You got this, come on.
It's the write a letter upon your back.
Yeah? How do you get there?
How do you get there?
Where do you want to put your arm?
That's this one, right?
That's this one. Let's see it.
And then I dig and back.
That's correct. All right, took you a minute, but you got there.
It took me a minute because I kept thinking that was a middle bind.
Okay, one sec. Seth!
Yes!
There are more swords in my trunk if you need them.
True.
Okay.
I'm lazy.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, just have the rest of class, going on around us in chaos. Wonderful. Okay, back to this. So demonstrate each of the 3 throws and describe how each assaults the opponent's elefante. Which is a very misleading way to phrase that question, but don't overthink that one. Say also when you might use each one. So what are the 3 types of throws? How do they work? When is a good time to use them?
All right. I know they are upper, middle, lower, but I know them better as tower, tusks, and base.
Okay.
I think that's the same order, right? The tower is upper, the tusks is middle, and then the base is lower.
That'll work. I don't ever classify them as upper, middle, lower.
Okay.
So, but go ahead, just explain what each one is.
Okay.
Tower, tusks, and base, I understand.
Yeah.
So why don't you just start with one of those?
Tower, which is the one we are taught first in yellow, where it's meet, press in, and then step behind, take his place, and knock him over.
Okay. Is a tower throw always this exact specific technique?
No.
Oh, okay.
It is sweeping their legs out from under them, or otherwise just pushing them over.
Pushing them over. Okay. So what's the principle? If you were
knocking the tower over.
Knocking the person over.
Yeah.
Okay. What sort of? I'm making this question harder than it needs to be, but I'm going to. You're an engineer.
I'm an engineer.
Damn it! We're gonna do this with a free body diagram.
Yeah.
What specific things do you need in order to achieve a tower throw?
What specific things do I need? I need to get them off balance, and I need to get the center of balance past their base.
Center of balance past the base, and typically in order to get the center of balance past the base, what do you need to do? What points of contact are you required? I know I'm phrasing this in an ambiguous way, and maybe I should just move on.
I need something to either keep the base in place or push the base forward, and something to push above back.
That's correct, right? So usually you're planting a leg.
I'm pivoting around the center of gravity.
So usually you're planting a leg and pushing him over the leg in one direction or the other. It doesn't have to be the leg, but like you said, you need a lower, something that's pushing or planting him. Because if you just push him on the shoulder, right, his feet will just move.
Him.
Right? Yeah, you're tripping him. Okay. So what about the other 2? Do tusks or base?
Tusks or base. I think we'll do base next.
Okay.
This is picking him up and knocking him over. Picking him up and throwing him down.
Okay.
I think the one you showed me was meet, press in, and then grab the leg.
Okay, so you're literally lifting his base off the ground. Yep. Okay. And then
finally tusks.
Yep.
How do I want to do this? I think this is easier to do from one of the Stretto plays.
Okay.
Let's see, what is it? 6? Big Snake? Where grab, press, wrap arms, and throw.
Okay,
I'm using his arms to drag him down.
You're using his arms to drag him down. Can you expand on that?
In what way?
Here, let me step in front of the camera. So
sword, no sword.
No sword. So is this a tusk throw?
No.
Why not? I'm dragging your arm.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I'm twisting him over.
You're twisting.
Yeah.
Explain. You're using what? What specific body principle? You can use it in scholar terminology. You can describe it in just biomechanical principles. Are you using to move him?
I'm locking his shoulders. I'm not pulling him forward. I'm trying to basically flip him over his side. I'm using his arms to then
You said you're locking his shoulders.
Yes.
Run with that.
Run with that. Okay. How dare you ask me to think on the test without thinking?
How dare you not have this answer ready when I said it was testing day?
Okay. Your shoulder only moves so far, so once I try and pull it past that, you go with it.
That's correct. That's what I'm looking for. So you could have said you use a ligadure or you
Ligadure,
use
yeah.
a joint lock, or you could manually think through the entire process and describe it in simple terms, which is what you did, and
Which is
was
what I did.
was the hardest possible way.
I have no clue what you were talking
but
about.
it's an accurate description. Yes,
Yeah.
you try to move their joint past as far as it will go, and in order to not have their joint broken,
They go with it.
they go with it. That's correct. Okay. All right, now we're on to the plays.
Wonderful.
So let's just start with play 1, which is adopt and describe the terzo magistro della incrosa, which means what?
Oh God.
All right, look at it written out. It's terzo magistro della incrosa. Terzo magistro della incrosa. It's a very simple word term that you definitely know.
It's very. I know what della incrosa.
Yeah.
Because that's from the cross.
Yes. So it's the terzo magistro
From the cross.
of the cross.
Of the cross.
What's terzo magistro?
Something big. I do not know terzo. That's the one that's throwing.
Terzo. Look at it written. Look at it written. This isn't even part of the test.
Okay. Terzo magistro della incrosa.
What would be something very common we say of the cross that would be relevant to this? That might start with a TM initial.
Might start with a TM initial.
Oh, I've confused him so much. I've confused him so much. The third master of the cross.
God dang it.
All right. Why don't you just show me play 1?
Yeah, no, okay.
I'll stop harassing you. I'm totally sabotaging this process. Just show me play 1.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna meet. I'm gonna take my offhand, cross over our arms, either grab his pommel or his main hand, push it down, and stab him about it.
Okay. One more time smooth.
All right. Footing could use better.
Okay. Let's do play 2, the pommel strike, and when would we do this one?
When would we do this one?
That's what it says.
All right. Let me perform it first. So, play 2. We meet close. Hand down and pommel up.
Okay. One more time smooth.
All right.
We might want to put him in a mask for this next one, I think.
The next one is that without the press.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyways, that happens from the cross.
that happens from the cross. Okay.
Like, if I'm close enough to actually get my pommel in there and we are crossed, I can touch his arm, I can do that.
Okay. Why would you hit him with the pommel instead of, the sharp part?
Because my sharp part was less available than my pommel, and so if I hit him with my pommel, then I can hit him with my sharp part afterward, because he's reeling from me hitting him with my pommel.
Okay. Good answer. How about play 3?
Play 3.
Do we want him in a mask, or can you do this without killing
I
him?
can do this without killing him.
All right. Wonderful.
So we're going to meet. I'm going to use the motion from the cross here, and wheel around and hit him in the face.
Okay. One more time smooth.
All right. So we meet and wheel around.
And so why would we do this one as opposed to the last one?
Because it takes less time to do, and he doesn't have a chance to react to me pushing his hand down.
Okay. All right, we're getting on to the prese serpentina.
Okay.
You know what that one means?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
The snake. All right.
So what's play 4?
Play 4 is little snake.
Okay.
So we are going to meet. I'm going to take my offhand, put it up between his arms, and twist his arm over, and hit him in the head.
One more time smooth.
All right.
See that a little better? You didn't
dropped it,
quite get the control there.
So.
Okay. Good. How about play 5, which is the serpentina disarm ligadura mezzana?
Cool. So middle snake, we're gonna meet. I'm gonna run my hand up my blade, around, and grab. Ideally this, but this would also work.
Okay. Show me smooth.
All right.
Please do so with a good elefante posture. Bend your damn knees. But yes. Good. How about play 6?
Play 6, big snake. This happens a bit closer. I'm going to grab his arms.
Okay.
So we're gonna meet real close. We take my offhand, wrap under and around his arms, and hit him.
Okay. That was very nice. One more time smooth.
All right. Nope. Nope.
One more time smooth.
Yeah. All right. Meet. And then under.
Okay. I feel like we've skipped some of the variations and things, so we might come back around and do that.
That's all of the variants of the pommel strike happen in play 10.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do play 7 then. We are now on to the pressa versus the sword.
All right.
So we're looking at bind versus incrosa reversa.
Cool. So first we're going to meet. He is going to draw back to his opposite side, like fully chamber. If you pull your sword back like so. I will then take my offhand and press it into his palm.
Okay. One more time smooth.
All right. So we meet.
Okay. Play 8. Bind versus incrosa drita.
All right. This is grab the tin. Hello there. I don't think you're supposed to be here.
That's a new dog.
That's not a new dog. That's a dog we saw last summer.
Don't let him pee on the back. He's gonna pee on the back. I know you.
He was here last summer.
Pee on bags. Go pee on the tire. Go on, pee on the tire.
Alrighty. Where are we? Play 8? Let's do play 8.
Yeah, we're on play 8. All right. So we are going to meet, and then you're either going to draw back to Fenestra or fully chambered Dodona. So, sorry, like all the way back. Where from there, I would then grab the tip of his sword and then hit him.
Does that happen?
It doesn't happen. It's shown like that in the book.
Is there a reasonable way that it sometimes might do something similar, or no, not really?
Fenestra.
It's Fenestra.
Yeah, so if we meet...
Well, how about you be Compagno real quick, show him what you want him to do.
Alright, okay, so yeah, we'll meet, and then if you draw back to Fenestra Sinestra. So if we meet, I can then, if I did that a bit smoother, I can
and then you can eat the tip of his sword.
I can then impale my face on his sword, yes. I can then grab the tip of his sword and drag it over and do something about it.
Okay.
Do you want to see that a bit better?
If you think you can do it, then please go for it.
Alright, so meet, and then grab.
Okay, excellent. Play 9, the Intramano Pressa.
Alright. So, first, do you know, you remember the bind I did on you earlier where I put my hand under your arm? That you're going to do that to me.
Okay.
What?
Proceed.
Okay.
I have no concerns.
So we're going to meet, and then, yeah, over and under. Yeah. I can then use my sword to either throw him backwards, or I can bring it around. That's not the way it's supposed to bring it around. Or I can bring it around.
Okay, okay. What is the counter to this?
That's the counter to the play.
I thought that was the play.
What I did was the counter.
Okay, let's back up.
Okay.
We're on to the Intramano Presse. We're doing play 9, the Intramano Pressa.
Yes.
What is play 9?
It's the thing I just did.
Great.
So what's the counter to the thing you just did?
Rolling through here.
We're checking our notes.
We're checking our notes. Yeah, because it's the counter to like the... It's the bind It's the bind I showed earlier, and then the bring a friend.
And then the bring a friend. Okay, show me one more time.
Okay. Do you want me to do the bind, or do you want me to bring a
show
friend?
show your full understanding of it one more time.
Okay, cool. So the thing you're talking about is the bind. So it's just meet, offhand, underarm, and around.
Okay, so that's the ligadure.
Yeah. And then the counter to that.
Okay, go on.
We meet, and then you do the thing to me, over and under. My arm's bound, so I can either bring my sword back up and push it into him, or I can bring my pommel around and bring him down.
So I agree, and I also believe that he has a contrarremedio to you doing that.
There's a counter to the counter, okay.
Yeah, what's that?
Doing the same thing back, isn't it? Yeah.
So, Xander, can you do what he just did to you?
Okay.
Or do you want me to do that? You think you got it?
Maybe. Yeah,
So
let's
yeah,
try it.
if we meet and I bind you, so I do this, and then you do that. Oh, yeah, I can just keep pushing.
Not if he does it properly.
Not if he does it properly. All right, all right.
All right, here, let me jump in since I actually, know this play.
Okay, okay. Ba-da-da-da-ba-da.
So we
We
cross.
cross.
You come
I come in and bind you.
Yes. And I've come up.
You come up and done this.
And you're gonna do
I'm gonna do what?
I mean,
Stab.
in fights,
that.
whichever.
Well, let's rotate here.
Yeah, let's rotate here. So we are here. You're pushing me back.
Like a very specific
I'm pushing you back.
thing that doesn't happen.
What are you gonna do about it?
What am I gonna do about it?
Because you shouldn't be able to just lean over if I've properly got you under control. And if you tried to stab me,
That's right. Yep. Okay, okay.
So what are you gonna do about it? You know the counter?
Do I know the counter? I don't think I was taught this part then, so maybe I don't.
You don't?
I definitely, no, I do.
You do? All right. Let's see it.
Just search my brain for this. My whole offhand with my sword.
Yeah, you've got your sword.
Got my sword. Oh, is it? And then the throw from here. No, okay. So then maybe I don't. I'm
You're
here.
here. Bring your sword up.
Up.
Grab it.
Okay.
Now.
Then I can push you forward. Okay, so I was right the first time when I said it, I just didn't do it.
Yeah, I thought you knew it.
I thought I knew it
You
too.
want to do it smooth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was right when I said it, I just didn't trust myself.
So we cross.
We cross, I go in and I bind.
Direction.
Once again,
I
push.
come in to push.
Yeah. And then I push you back.
Right. So you want both your hands in there and you want that twist.
Yeah.
If they've got it properly, you're not going to be able to just do this. But you do bring this around.
Bring the other.
Yeah.
Bring a friend, bring a friend. Yep. Okay. So I should have known that one.
Yeah, you should have.
Following that is play 10, which are the three, which are beginning of the throws. It's the follow-up to play 3.
Okay. Please show me.
All right. So
So this says from incrocio reversa, step and headlock wrap throw.
yeah. So first we meet, and then either I can throw him with my sword by bringing it around, bringing it over his face, and pushing him over.
Why don't you two switch positions? Because we're just sort of filming your back here.
Okay. So yeah, we meet, and then I bring my sword around and trip him over my leg, throw him, push him backwards. Or we meet, I drop my sword, grab his, and do the same exact thing, push him over backwards. Or finally, the one that is like actually described on that list is we meet, and then I just go for the neck.
Okay, I like all of that. You said these were follow-ups to play 3.
These are follow-ups to play 3.
How? You didn't do play 3 in there?
Okay, cool. So we do play 3 then. I meet, I pummel you, and then I...
Gotcha. And it's the same for the other two?
Yep.
Let's see the other two that way.
Alright. So we meet, I pummel you, and then I grab my sword and throw you.
Okay.
I get marked on
Or we meet. I pommel you. I grab your sword, and I toss you.
Okay. Excellent. And that was 3 variations on play 10.
Yep.
Okay.
play 2.
How about now we are moving on to the tortoise bada.
Yay!
And do you know them in order? Because I'll be honest, if you show me all 5 tortoise bada, I don't really care what order they're
I
in.
think I know them in order.
Okay. So
It starts with the big fancy, then it moves to open sesame, and then it's yeah.
so
Yes.
play 11 is it says Sota Pressa versus the Pomo.
Yeah. So we meet. I wrap my arms around with my pommel. I go under his crossguard here, and then I turn and rip his sword.
Okay, 1 second. I think I'm getting a question from somebody. I'm going to pause real quick, and we're going to come back to this.
Right.
Okay,
You want me to do that
we're back. You wanna do? No, I think you did it fine the first time.
All right. Cool.
Actually, can you do it and angle yourself towards the camera just a little better? I know it might be a little more awkward, but once you get into the bind, just make sure you're facing
yeah.
the camera so we can see the action.
We meet. I wrap my arms around him. Pommel goes under the crossguard. Yeah. Pommel goes under the crossguard here, and then I just bring my arm back.
Okay.
If I brought my arm further, his sword would go off in that direction somewhere.
Do you want to do it nice and smooth and pretty?
I can.
Let's see that.
All right. So we meet, and then whack.
Okay. Let's do play 12, the
Sesame.
the mezza pressa between the hands. Open sesame, you say?
Yep.
Okay, let's see open sesame.
So we're going to meet. I'm going to take my pommel, place it upon his blade, take my hand under his arm, and rip open. I messed up a little bit there, but
It looked pretty good to me, but if you want to do it again, go for it.
I do. So meet, and boom.
That looks good to me. Okay,
13 is the, I think, lower, no, that's the middle sword tear, because that's the lower sword tear.
so prana, pressa against the blade.
Sword tear, okay. So this is going to be, we meet. I am going to take my hand, grab his pommel, take my pommel, place upon his blade, twist it over, and turn around. He is disarmed.
Okay. 14 says the pomo driven down between the hands and also a counter.
Yes.
Yes,
He
okay.
tries to do open sesame to me. So if we meet and you go to, I drive his hand down with the pommel and grab his arm.
Okay. Is that the entirety of play 14?
I believe so. I can check the book if you want me to.
Let's do 15 first,
Alright.
and then we'll double check that.
Cool.
So 15 says unarmed version, and I'm pretty sure I know what that means. But go ahead, what is play
So
15?
we're going to meet, right? I'm going to then toss my sword away, grab his. This is mine now.
Okay, is this possible to do in a fight? It seems like you made a cross, threw away your sword, and then he's just gonna kill you.
Not if I grab his sword fast enough.
All right, you want to do it nice and smooth?
Sure. So we meet.
Beautiful. All right, we're just gonna double check our notes here, and I think we may be done. We might come back with a supplemental.
14.
All right, thank you.